What's going on, guys? Diari back again with another video, and today we are gonna go step by step on how I lost 40 pounds of fat and got absolutely shredded from being overweight and depressed to being absolutely diced and feeling confident and way more attractive, guys. So this video is gonna be for you. If you have, been struggling with your diet, if you have been struggling with your workouts, you're not quite sure what to do when you get to the gym, not sure what to eat, or maybe you're dealing with mindset and you're not sure exactly how to lock in. This is gonna be the video for you. So you're definitely gonna want to grab a notebook, take some notes, because it's gonna be a good one. This is gonna be my complete A to Z process, guys, literally. I'm gonna be teaching you guys everything today and everything that you need to do and implement starting today if you actually wanna lose weight and shred fat and get absolutely shredded and look good and feel good about yourself. So we are gonna dive into that today, guys. So let's get right into it. All right, so how I dropped 40 pounds of fat, guys. Let's get into it. So who this is not for. So this is not for you if you're under the age of 18. If you're uncoachable and not willing to actually commit to a plan for 4 to 6 months, then this is not for you. Look, bare minimum, guys, it takes time in order to actually see results, right? To actually hit your fat loss goals, some of you guys might want to lose 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds, some might have over 100 pounds to lose, right? It's gonna take time. It took time to put on all the weight that you might have right now. It's gonna take time to lose it. So it's an entire process, guys. So if you're not willing to even commit 4 to 6 months to your fat loss goals and actually trying to get in good shape, then you think this is a gimmick. This is not a gimmick. This is actually a lifestyle that you have to change your whole way of thinking about it, guys. It's a complete new lifestyle change. This isn't gonna be any gimmick. This isn't a fad. You know what I'm saying? Like this is actually truly changing your life and making you into the attractive person that you want to be, man. So if you're full of excuses and constantly do fad diets and stuff like that, this video is not going to be for you either. There are a lot of people out there who go on fad diets, whether that be keto, whether they do excessive amounts of fasting and things like that. Listen, this video is not going to be for you if you think that those are the only ways to diet. You need to be open to having a complete mindset shift, because we're going to go over all the ways today and the best way to actually lose weight and actually get shredded in a good amount of time, guys. Like, I'm going to be going through everything. So this also is not for you if you're not willing to change your relationship with food. Listen, guys, I know some of you might want to eat certain things, and I'm going to show you how you actually can eat a lot of good foods in here, a lot of good tasting foods. Like, you're not going to be starving yourself on this diet, guys. What I'm going to show you today, you're not going to be starving yourself. You're actually going to be eating good tasting foods. I'm talking about cheeseburgers, French toast, quesadillas, tacos, really whatever you want. But if you're not willing to, cut out some things out of your diet that are just a complete detriment, such as soda, such as binging off of potato chips, cookies, and a bunch of just stuff that's just completely bad for you. If you're not willing to give that up, click off this video right now. And if you're not ready to prioritize yourself and your health, and this is not for you, and that goes back to what I was just saying. If you're not willing to have an open mind and actually be trying to find the exact regimen that's going to get you in shape and actually see results, like if you're not willing to lock into that whole process and lock into a lifestyle change, then you're definitely going to want to click off this video right now, because we're about to shake some things up with your mindset, man. All right, so benefits of fitness. Look, maybe you've been working out maybe for a few years, but you don't have the body that you want, right? I've definitely been there. So this video is definitely going to be the most important thing that you watch this year. It doesn't mean you're broken. Doesn't mean that you're necessarily lazy either. It just means that you've been following a lot of false advice that the fitness industry has been trying to shove down your guys' throats, because a lot of the stuff that they've been trying to push, such as Ozempic and all these fad diets, they don't work, guys. They really don't work. And if you do end up getting a little bit of results from these gimmicks, you're just going to fall off and you're going to fall right and back into your old habits, because you look at it more as a gimmick. You don't look at it as a complete lifestyle change. So we're going to change that today. And in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why most men stay stuck and never actually achieve their fat loss goals, and how my clients are able to actually drop fat, build lean muscle, and finally feel confident in their own skin, man, because that's what this is all about. This is about leveling up. This is about actually locking in, becoming more attractive, feeling good, not feeling sluggish, not feeling depressed, actually having confidence in yourself when you end up taking your shirt off and you look at yourself in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? So, and also without starving yourself or having to spend countless hours in the gym too. So we're gonna go over that a little bit later as well. Now, why haven't you hit your fat loss goals? All right, so a lot of guys would tell me, you know, the same story where they're like, oh, you know, I've been trying all these different diets. I feel like I'm starving myself, you know, whether that be keto, whether that be, you know, a bunch of crazy fasting. And none of the diets have worked, right? And they end up falling off. They end up putting all the weight back on that, you know, they were trying to lose in the first place by hopping on these diets. And they just end up going in the same circle. And you see it every year too. Every time January 1st hits, guys, what happens? You got all those people flood to the gym. They're locked in. They're like, oh man, this is finally going to be the year I hit my fat loss goals. And then they go and hop on, you know, these gimmick diets and these workouts that actually don't work out. You know what I'm saying? They actually end up hopping on these. And then a couple months later, the gym's dead, right? They're like, man, it's too tough. I'm out of here. That is what I'm trying to save you guys from. And that's what I'm going to show you today, guys, in this step-by-step process, because I have done this. You guys have seen my results. If you're new here, you're about to see the results that I have and what I came from as well. So I'm going to show you some background about me too. And this video is also for you if, you've been seeing no progress and you just feel stuck. So let's get into it, man. The truth is the fitness industry, like I said before, it sets you up to fail, right? Trying to push Ozempic, trying to sell you quick fixes, all these gimmicks. Instead of giving you an actual sustainable system that you can implement, that you can actually achieve results, and that you can actually stick to, guys. Because that's the whole thing. When you make fitness your lifestyle, it becomes something that you do every single day. And as you get started, and what I'm gonna teach you guys today, as you get started, then you're gonna actually realize like, oh, it's really not that bad. Like it's really pretty simple. The whole blueprint, guys, is actually very, very simple. So let's get into it, man. All right, so a little bit about me, right? Not too long ago, I was overweight. I was out of shape. I was feeling depressed. Right? I was feeling depressed. I was embarrassed to even take my shirt off, guys. Like, I'm going to be honest. I'd look in the mirror and I'd just be like, oh man, what happened? You know, and some of you guys are probably feeling that same exact way. Maybe it's been years, you know, you guys been trying diets, trying workouts and just fall off, and the same cycle keeps repeating years and years. And over time, you know, the fat just keeps building up. And now you're in a position where it's like, what else can I do? You know? That's what I'm going to help you guys with today, because I was in your same exact spot. So what I ended up doing, guys, I went from that to looking like this. And what I ended up doing is I had to do a lot of research. You know, I did a lot of research. I did a lot of trial and error, you know, to try and figure out like what was actually going to be a system that was actually going to get me the body that I wanted, you know, because I didn't want to just become I didn't want to just get in a little bit of shape. I actually wanted to get in amazing shape, right? I wanted to get into shape to where people would look and say, man, like that guy is shredded. I wanted to get into a shape like you see the Hollywood movie stars with. And we're going to dive into that as well. But that's the shape that I'm teaching you guys how to get, guys. It's not just, okay, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. Okay, I'm going to lose 15 pounds and that's it. I'm going to teach you how to actually become attractive, how to actually build a nice V-shaped taper, a nice shoulders, a nice chest, abs, arms, back, everything, right? That is what makes an attractive physique. It's not just losing 10 pounds. It's not just losing 15 pounds. It's about really building a body that just, when someone looks at you, they're just like, man, that guy is disciplined. That guy is confident. That guy looks great. You feel great, right? And yeah, now that after my journey, I've built this Hollywood type body, you know, that I've always wanted. And more importantly, I'm helping men to do the same as well, guys. So, you know, I'm teaching guys how to become leaner, stronger, more attractive, and more confident than they've ever been. And I want to show you how you could be next. So let's get into it. And this is a side-by-side here of my journey. So on the picture here on the left, I was about, what was I? About 201 pounds, 202 pounds. And on the right, we are 166. So as you can see, lost 40 pounds there. 40 pounds of fat right there. And yeah, I mean, just night and day difference, guys. Night and day difference. And it really just changes, really changes how everyone looks at you too. So let's go over my exact blueprint, right? So that's why you're here. You want to know, all right, Diare, how can I build an attractive looking body? How can I actually get in amazing shape? So these are the steps, guys, right here. First thing first, you need to understand that fitness is your new lifestyle. Like I said before, this is not a gimmick, guys. And you always need to keep your why driving you. And we're about to go into that because that is the most important thing, is what is your why? What is actually going to keep you to stay on your diet? What is actually going to keep you hitting the gym consistently, even on the days where you don't feel like it, right? Because that's really where you get tested the most. You know, hey, if you're not really feeling up to it, if you're kind of feeling tired, are you still going to go to the gym and put in the work? Are you still going to stick to your diet? Or are you going to say, you know what, screw this, I'm going to go eat some, you know, cookies and ice cream, right? Or binge on potato chips. I've been there and I had to snap out of that mindset completely. So that is number one. Next, after that, we're gonna go over the Hollywood body and the V-shaped taper, guys. Like when you look at some of your favorite movies, maybe that be, some of my favorite movies include, say, like Creed with Michael B. Jordan, Thor with Chris Hemsworth, Captain America with Chris Evans, right? When you look at these nice, lean, chiseled physiques, like what makes it really look so amazing? You know what I'm saying? And we're going to dive into some of those workouts and the things needed to achieve that kind of body. We're also going to go over tracking calories. This is going to be step number 3, how to track your calories, what a calorie deficit is. You know, maybe you guys don't know what a calorie deficit is. I'm going to go through that if you don't know. And also how you'd never have to do fad diets again, but instead you can actually eat like a king each and every day and lose weight effortlessly, guys. Like it is really very simple. Number 4, we're going to go over how to track your workouts, your progress, and how to make sure that you are constantly improving every time that you're in the gym, right? And then number 5, well, this is going to be the result. You're going to look great. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to have sky high confidence. And you're just going to be an overall just better version of yourself after you watch this video and you actually implement what I'm going to teach you. So let's dive into number 1. All right. So number 1, guys, is going to be the mindset, right? And this is very important. What is actually going to keep you locked in on your diet? Like I said before, on those days where you don't feel like going to the gym, where you don't feel like actually sticking to your diet, what is your why? What is actually going to keep you locked in? And this is the most important step, because if you don't have your mindset right and know your why, then you are never going to achieve the look that you want to achieve, guys. You are never going to have an attractive looking body and actually hit your goals if you don't have a strong why. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to grab a notebook and some paper, a pen, write down what is your why? What was your wake up call, right? Why do you absolutely need to lose weight? That's very important. Why do you need to get in shape? Because I had to ask myself this as well. I remember when I was, it was my freshman year of college, I was out of shape. I was binge eating, I was depressed. I had just got out of a bad breakup, right? So I was pretty much cooked. I mean, I was eating pretty bad, guys. I was eating Toppers boxes pretty much weekly. 2 liters of Sprite, Coca-Cola, root beer, ice cream. Like I was going pretty crazy on my diet, guys. And I needed a wake-up call, right? And that wake up call for me was when I looked in the mirror after all those things had happened, after I had the bad breakup. I looked in the mirror and I said, you know, who do I really want to become? I feel disgusted in myself right now. I feel not confident. And I hate feeling like that. It made me feel, you know, it kept me in just a depressed state. And I just didn't like the person I was becoming, right? And how I looked in the mirror. So that was my wake up call. So you got to find what that is for you guys, whether you guys went through a bad breakup, some of you guys might have went through a bad divorce that left you feeling depressed and you started binge eating because of it. You know, some of you guys might have had some embarrassing moments where, you know, maybe you got bullied or people made fun of you for your weight, whatever it is. I need you guys to think about that moment and let that be your driving force to really lock in and hit your fat loss goals, guys. Because that is very important. That is very important. I want you to write that down. I want you also to visualize how your life is going to look in 4 months, in 6 months, in a year from now, when you actually get on the right program and get on the right system and actually start achieving your goals. Like, imagine how that's going to feel. How are you going to look? How are you going to look a year from now when you look in the mirror after you locked in? Like, what does that look like for you? What does that feel for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, you know, you look in the mirror, man, my face looks slimmer. You know, I don't feel as tired. I don't feel as sluggish. I actually have a lot more energy. Maybe you have more energy to, you know, play around with your kids and things like that. You know, whatever it is for you, I want you to write that down. I want you to visualize it, okay? Because that is very important. And that is what's going to keep you going, even on the days where you don't feel like it. All right, so after mindset, guys, what's next? Well, let's dive into what is called the Hollywood body, right? So the Hollywood body, you see it here. You got Michael B. Jordan, you got Chris Hemsworth, you got Zac Efron from Baywatch, right? All of these guys have amazing physiques. What makes an amazing physique? Well, what makes an amazing physique is going to be the V-shaped taper, right? That shoulder to waist ratio. A lot of times it's having nice wide shoulders, it's having nice arms, it's having a plate of armor chest, it's having, you know, some good definition in the abs, and it's having a nice small waist. And this all comes from losing fat, and it all comes from building muscle correctly. So that is the type of body that we want to create that is going to make us look our most aesthetic and that is going to make us look our most attractive. And we are not trying to be Mr. Olympia bodybuilders here. We're not trying to, you know, step on stage and, you know, be the next Chris Bumstead, right? Like, or the next Arnold. That is not our goal. We're not trying to build really big, bulky type of bodies. We are trying to build lean, aesthetic, visually pleasing type of physiques with nice, attractive proportions, so that when you put on a nice shirt, when you put on, you know, maybe a nice suit, you really stand out. And it's like, man, that guy looks great. You know what I'm saying? So that is the type of look that we are going for, guys. And this is another side by side here. So on the left, again, this is me when I was over 200 pounds. And then on the right here, lean and shredded, we were about 166, 167 around there. So this is what I'm talking about, guys, as far as that Hollywood body proportions. You see the shoulders, got the traps, the abs, the arms, and the smaller waist. So that is the goal when it comes to an attractive physique. All right, so that is the Hollywood body, guys. So now we have gone over mindset. We've gone over what is the Hollywood body? What are we actually trying to build here? Those nice proportions, right? An attractive physique. So now what's next? What is next on the list? How can we actually achieve this physique? Well, this is the first step when it comes to that. And this is number 3, eating in a caloric deficit. This is the biggest thing, guys, when it comes to actually losing fat, right? When it comes to actually shredding fat, you need to be what is called a caloric deficit. And this means that you're eating less calories than your body is actually burning. And that is going to put you in fat loss mode, right? So first, what you need to do is you need to find what is called your maintenance calories. Now, what is your maintenance calories? Every person in the world burns a certain amount of calories, right? This is going to be called their maintenance calories. And this is going to be based on your age, your height, your weight, and how much activity that you're doing throughout any given day, right? all of this combined is going to make up what's called your maintenance calories. Now, a way that you can find your maintenance calories, really simple. All you do is type it in on Google, calorie calculator. You type it in on Google and then you just type in your information. You can also do this on MyFitnessPal as well, and they'll give you what your maintenance calories is. And this is very important because we're going to then take that number and then we are going to just eat 300 to 500 calories less than that number every single day. And this is going to put us in fat loss mode, guys. This is what's actually going to get you to shred fat and start to get shredded as quickly as possible. But you have to be in a caloric deficit and you have to make sure that you're tracking this correctly, which we're also going to go over. And yeah, if you eat in a 500 calorie deficit every day, so let's say, for example, just for this purpose, let's say you went to the calorie calculator, you typed it in, all your measurements and everything, your height, your weight, your age, and it popped out a number that said 2,500 calories, right? And that means if you eat this 2,500 calories every single day, you are not going to gain weight, you are not going to lose weight. You are going to stay the same weight because that is your maintenance calories. So we need to eat 500 less than that in order to actually lose 1 pound of fat each and every week. So that means we need to eat 2,000 calories every single day and we will lose 1 pound of fat per week. And it's really that simple, guys. You find your number, whether that's 2,500 or whatever your number might be. You eat 500 calories less than that. That's all you have to do. Just eat 500 calories less than that and you are going to start shredding fat like crazy. I guarantee it. All right. So, for example, me in this picture right here, this is when I was overweight, and my starting weight was around 200 pounds, and my maintenance I had found out was around 2,600 calories a day, right? So all I did was I ate in a 500 calorie deficit every single day. I made sure to track my foods consistently. I made sure to throw all the junk food out the way, all the tempting snacks, so all the potato chips, the cookies, ice cream, whatever it was, right? Whatever was, causing me to binge eat, you know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing, guys, if you just leave food in the house, like bad snacks and junk food, you're going to eat it. I mean, heck, even me with my discipline, if I was to just leave freaking cookies and ice cream and, pie or whatnot in my house, I would eat it. Like I still, even today can have my times where I struggle with binge eating if it's presented in front of me, right? That's just how it is. That's just, us, that's just us as humans. That's just how it is. No matter how good your discipline is, it's like, don't put food in front of, don't put, tempting food in front of someone. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. You want to eliminate all temptation. Get it out the house immediately. This is going to make your life so much easier. Trust me. So yeah, this is where I was. And 8 months later, guys, boom, we got shredded. Right? I lost over 40 pounds in 8 months, got completely shredded. And I did this while still enjoying my foods every single night, guys. Like every single night, I was eating cheeseburgers, and I still do. Cheeseburgers and French fries, French toast, quesadillas, ice cream bars, yogurt, whatever it was, right? I was still eating enjoyable foods, but because I was in that calorie deficit still that we were talking about before, I was able to lose fat effortlessly, guys. And this is how you do it. This is the secret right here. So how do you track your calories? Well, first, pretty easy. You want to just download MyFitnessPal, and you're going to type in your stats. So it's going to ask you for your height, your age, your weight, how much activity you're doing on average throughout the day. So if you're working, a job that has you stationary versus walking and things like that, right? And like I said, this can also act as your calorie calculator. It's going to calculate everything for you anyway and make it really simple. It's going to say, hey, DRA, this is your amount of calories that you need to reach every day to lose your goal, right? So it even allows you to type in your goal there too. So our goal is obviously going to be 1 pound of fat each and every week. Now, you don't want to go above that, guys. You don't want to try and lose 2, 3, 4 pounds per week. Some people will do that, and one, they end up getting burnt out, and two, their body ends up looking like crap, and I'll tell you why. When you're losing too much fat and you're not getting enough muscle to kind of like compensate for that, your body composition is going to be awful. There are a lot of people who might lose, say, like 50 pounds or 60 pounds in a month, and they're like, oh man, I lost 50, 60 pounds in 1 month. That is very unhealthy. That means that they were doing something that their body is just not going to actually be able to sustain. And it's going to create a lot of saggy fat, a lot of saggy skin. You don't want that kind of look, guys. We are trying to build a nice, attractive look. One that is, going to draw attention, and one that's going to make us feel very good about ourselves and, confident when we take our shirt off, whether we're at the beach, that type of thing, right? We're trying to create a Hollywood aesthetic looking body. Do not drop fat too quickly. I'm telling you, you do not want to do that. You want to make sure that you are building enough muscle while dropping fat. That is our goal here. Another thing, you want to plan your meals ahead, and we're about to go into eating in a second, and exactly how we eat in order to make sure that we're still staying in our calorie deficit, but enjoying our food so that we don't have to hop on keto and that we don't have to hop on, all these other gimmicks, right, that we hate. So you're going to want to make sure that you plan your meals ahead, and always know what you're going to eat. I'm going to show you guys that you're going to end up eating foods that you enjoy, but the way that you're gonna do this is that you're gonna eat them every single day, right? So you're gonna pick like your top 3 foods, and then you're just gonna cycle them each and every day. This is gonna keep it simple. This is gonna make dieting just pretty much effortless, and you're still gonna enjoy the tasting foods, guys. You gotta learn how to be able to just eat the same meal every day. Because it just makes it way less complicated. Your body gets used to it, and it just starts to use it more like fuel. And that's how you have to think about it. So let's dive in. What can I eat? All right, so here's the thing. You don't have to hop on a gimmick diet, like I said. You can eat nearly whatever you want. All you have to do is just find a low-calorie recipe for it that has good protein. So what I want you to do right now after this video is I want you to go on Google. You're going to search up some low-calorie recipes for your favorite foods. For example, like I was saying, cheeseburgers, tacos, quesadillas, enchiladas, steak, whatever it is, right? You're going to end up finding a low-calorie recipe for that. You're going to cook that up. You're going to go to the grocery store, get all the ingredients, and then you're going to make sure that you season it well. It's going to taste great, I guarantee you. Nachos is another one that I like to eat. So that's what we're going to be doing, guys. That is the secret, finding low-calorie recipes for all of our favorite foods. And this really was the game changer for me. So yeah, and then, like I said, you just end up eating that every single day. Pretty easy. So here's my go-to recipe, guys. Cheeseburgers and French fries. I literally just ate this today. As I'm filming this video, I just ate this literally about an hour ago, and I'm still shredded, I'm still lean, I'm still aesthetic. And I eat this pretty much every day. I eat this, nachos, and quesadillas. Like, I literally just spam these meals throughout the week, and it doesn't even feel like I'm dieting, I guarantee you. So this is how you cook it. All you do is you make sure that you get some lean ground beef. I recommend 96%. You're gonna smash it into patties. You're gonna cook it in a pan. You're gonna use a 0-calorie cooking spray. This is another thing, guys, that I wanna mention. Cooking sprays, condiments, such as ketchup, mayonnaise, any of that stuff. You wanna make sure that you find the low-calorie alternative for these things as well. So cooking oil, you wanna always use a 0-calorie spray. Ketchup, you always wanna find the one that is sugar-free. Mayo, you always want to find the one that is, like 75% less calories, right? This is how you're able to use condiments, make your food taste really, really good, and still have great flavor, but you just cut the calories. Like, that is all we're doing. We're just doing food manipulation, guys. Like, that is all this diet is just food manipulation. Find whatever your favorite food is. If that's cheeseburgers, if that's French toast, and then you just replace certain ingredients that still allows you to keep the same great taste, but it's just way lower in calorie. Another one that I do, like I said, is French toast. But instead of using regular eggs, I'll use egg whites, right? And this drops the calories by about 150. Instead of using regular syrup, I'll use sugar-free syrup. This drops the calories another 250. Instead of using regular oil, I'll use the oil spray. That drops the calories another 100. And as you continue to do this, now you have taken a meal that is supposed to be 13, 14, 1500 calories. You bring it all the way to 500 and 600. You're easily going to be able to hit your deficit. You're easily going to be able to hit your fat loss goals, and you're still going to be able to taste great food. You know what I'm saying? So this is the secret, guys. Like, this is literally how you get shredded. And if you implement this, if you just implement this, you are going to lose your next 20 pounds just like that, guaranteed. And then you're going to count out 2 servings of French fries. This is how I do it. I'll count out 2 servings of French fries. If you look on the back of the bag, you'll see what's called a nutrition label. I'm sure you guys have seen this. So you'll see what's called a nutrition label. Look, see what the serving size is. Usually it'll say somewhere between like 12 pieces, 18 pieces, 25 pieces per serving, right? And all you do is just count out those pieces, throw it in the air fryer, throw it in the oven, boom, you're good to go. Like, for example, my fries will say 20 pieces equals 120 calories. So what I'll do, I'll be like, okay, well, I want 2 servings today because I'm feeling a bit hungry. So that'll end up being 240 calories, right? Now count out about 40 fries, throw it in the air fryer, boom, we're good to go. And I'll continue cooking the burger. Then you take out your low calorie buns, grab some low calorie ketchup like I was saying, mayo, mustard, any other condiments you like, pickles, tomatoes, onions, and then just make sure to track everything. So while you're doing this, you're gonna wanna make sure that you also track it in MyFitnessPal, and it's very simple. Once you open the actual MyFitnessPal app, you're gonna be able to type in all the foods that you want. So you could be like, all right, my ingredient is 96% lean ground beef, right? You plug that in and it automatically tracks it. It'll say, okay, this 96% lean ground beef is 250 calories for half a pound. Right? That's about how much I eat every day. So I'll eat about half a pound of ground beef, track it in MyFitnessPal. Then I'll say, okay, what else did I put on here? Oh, I put some fat-free cheese. All right, let's type that in. What else? Oh, I put a little bit of onions. Let's track that. All right, I used a little bit of sugar-free ketchup. All right, that's about 10 calories. You know what I'm saying? So that is the process, guys. Plan your meals ahead. If you know that you're gonna have a cheeseburger and French fries, just type it in the app, see what the whole total comes to. It'll say, hey, this is around 900 calories, or this is around 1,000 calories for the whole meal. But that meal is gonna keep you full throughout the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? So that is how you do it, guys. That really is the secret right there. And that's what a lot of people actually don't know. They think that they have to hop on these gimmick diets, and that dieting is very hard, that they have to starve themselves or just eat chicken breasts and rice. I mean, I can't tell you the last time I actually ate chicken breast and rice, to be honest. Like, I'm always enjoying my meals, guys. And then assemble the burger and fries, and man, it's gonna be pretty good. All right, so that was number 3, guys. So number 4, this is the 4th step in the process, right? This is I'm gonna call this the Hollywood process, all right? This is step 4, and that is working out to build this V shape that we're talking about, that Hollywood attractive body. This is step number 4. Like I said before, we are not training to be bodybuilders. We are training to look aesthetic. We're training to look attractive. So you need to work out, guys. This is an absolute must. You got to work out at least 3 days a week minimum. Now, I recommend, if you're actually serious and you're actually locked in, work out at least 4 or 5. And if you're really trying to take it to the next level, work out 6. But 3 days a week at the absolute minimum. And I don't buy the excuse of, oh, I don't have time. You got time. You had time to put on all the weight that you have right now. You got time to go lose it, okay? Like, let's stop making excuses here. I was working a sales job where I had to work 13, 14 hours a day. And what I did was I got in the gym early in the morning, woke up at 5 a.m. every day, hit the gym because I was so locked in on hitting my fitness goals, right? If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. You got to get it in where you can fit it in. But I do not want to ever hear the excuse of, oh, I don't have time. You always have time. It's just, is that your priority? That's really what the question is. So you're also going to want to focus on building strength week by week, and actually getting quality reps with good form. This is very important, guys. A lot of people will go in the gym. They might not know what workouts to do, or they'll pick up some dumbbells, random weight, and they'll just, be doing horrible form and thinking that they're going to make progress. Well, they're not, because one, muscle builds from what is called time under tension. And time under tension is how much stress that you're actually putting on the muscle group. So if you're hitting chest and you're hitting dumbbell chest press, like if you're just rushing through it, you're not going to be making any gains. I mean, come on. You need to take it slow, make sure that you're actually feeling that muscle get engaged, and then you're going to push, and that's going to make sure that you're actually engaging. Hopefully I didn't mess up my mic there, that you're actually engaging the muscle. You know what I'm saying? And this is what's called time under tension. So that's how you guys want to be training, guys. You want to make sure that you're actually focusing on building strength and getting those quality reps, keeping it slow and controlled each and every time. That is actually how you're going to make progress in the gym. And then tracking your progress as well. Don't just go in there and hit the, whatever weight that you're hitting every week. Don't just go in there and hit 35-pound dumbbells. Let's say you hit 35-pound dumbbells for one set. Well, let's test your strength. Why don't you try hitting 45 dumbbells the next set? Or if that's too heavy for you, why don't you go up to, 35-pound dumbbells, or, find something, maybe add an extra rep in there, right? You should always be trying to progress in the gym week by week, because that's actually going to help you make progress, and that's actually going to build mass to your frame. Like we're talking about, you want to build nice shoulders, you want to build a nice chest, you want to build that nice V shape that we're talking about. That's only going to happen when you are actually focusing on building strength and getting those quality reps each and every session, man. Next is, like I said, track your progress, man. Take notes. Take notes on how much you lifted, the reps. So a lot of times I'll go in there, and let's say I hit, incline bench press. I'll say, okay, we started our first set with, one plate of incline bench press. And then for my second set, I went up to 1.5 plates. And then for my third set, I did, 2 plates on each side for 225 on incline bench press, right? That's how I'll track it. And I'll be like, okay, well, since I did 225 this week, next week, let's go for 230, right? So then I'll put on two little small weights on the side and try to test myself with that. And if I hit that, I'll say, okay, let's go a little bit more. That's how you progress in the gym, guys. All right, should you do cardio? Well, here's the thing about cardio, guys. It's not a necessity. A lot of people think that when it comes to fitness and losing fat and shredding fat and losing weight, that it's just 100% cardio. But it's like, you really don't have to be killing yourself with cardio. I mean, in the pictures that I showed you, when I went from 200 to 165, guys, I was doing a little bit of cardio, but no more than really like 15 minutes of cardio a day. And it was just steady walking on an incline treadmill, guys. That is all I really recommend. If you want to do some cardio, you can, but it is not a necessity. It's really just a tool. Now, I recommend doing a little bit of cardio, one, because it's good for your heart rate. It's good for health reasons. And it does help with shredding fat, but like, you ain't got to kill yourself on it, guys. Genuinely. It's really to help you stay in your caloric deficit, right? So let's say you have a day where you're feeling a little bit hungrier, right? Let's say, we'll take our example. Our maintenance was 2,500, right? 2,000 calories is what we wanted to aim for, so that we could be in a 500 calorie deficit and lose 1 pound of fat per week, right? Like we were talking about in our previous example. So 2,000 calories is what we're aiming for. Let's say we're really, really hungry and we want to eat 2,500 calories. Let's say we just want to eat at maintenance today, right? But we still want to lose fat. Well, what do? Well, in turn, if we still want to lose fat, what we can do is we can go on the cardio machine and burn, 200 or 300 calories, right? Of just doing cardio, whether that be walking, whether that be Stairmaster. That's how we can use it and we can implement it. And then that'll bring our daily total down. So we ate 2,500 calories, but since we did 300 cardio, minus that 300, now we're at 2,200 calories on the day, which still puts us in a decent deficit of what, 250? Yeah, 250, something like that. Yeah, about 250, I think. I don't know, maybe my math is off, but yeah, that's really how you do that though, guys. That's really what cardio is for. It's not an absolute necessity. It's just a tool to help you get your deficit. So you don't really have to you don't have to do hours of cardio, guys. Do not do hours of cardio. It's actually going to make your body look worse. So do not do that. All right. So this is what a day might look like. Let's say you wake up, go through your little morning routine. Let's say you step on the scale fresh in the morning. This is what I want you to do. I want you to write down your weight. I forgot to mention this earlier. You're going to want to make sure that you have a weight scale, and you're going to want to make sure that you are weighing yourself each and every day. Now, I know it might seem a little bit scary at first. It might seem a little bit depressing at first, but guys, this is a process. We are trying to get better each and every day. How are you going to track that process, right? You need to be weighing yourself. You need to be measuring your waist. Some of you could go and get a DEXA scan to see, what your actual body fat percentage is. You need to have some way of tracking your progress. Easiest way for me, just step on the scale. Now, your weight is going to fluctuate on a day-to-day basis based on, water, carbs, all of that kind of stuff, right? So we're not going by daily weight. We're going to be taking our weekly average. So what you want to do every single morning, empty stomach, you wake up, you weigh yourself, write down that weight. You're going to write down that weight for the whole 7 days, right? Write that down for a full week, Sunday to Sunday. And then at the end of the week, you're going to end up looking and taking the average of that entire week, right? So you're going to add up all the numbers, divide it by 7, boom, there you have your average. That is your weight for that week. Do the same for the next week. Get your average for that week. Compare the 2 weeks. Then you can see, are you actually losing weight? Are you actually making progress? If you wrote down all your days for that week, and let's say I added up to, 250 pounds for 1 week, and then the next week you were at 249. Well, you just lost a pound of fat. Congratulations. Like, now you just rinse and repeat the entire same process. This is how you track your progress, guys, and this is how you make sure that you're actually on track to your fat loss goals and that you're actually in the right deficit too. You know what I'm saying? Because your body is constantly changing. So this is just something to think about too. So anyway, back to the what a day might look like example. You wake up, you have your morning routine, you step on the scale, right? Feeling good, you write down your weight. Boom, then you have meal number 1. This is going to be around 300 to 500 calories max. You don't want to go over this, guys. And you want to make sure this is good protein. So you want to find a nice low-calorie recipe, something you can have in the morning that you enjoy. Me personally, I like having a nice protein shake. I just wake up, boom, drink that in the morning, a little bit of carbs, and I'm good to go. Then you go to work. Maybe you guys have a job or maybe work from home, run a business, whatever it is. You do whatever work you have planned for that day. And then you're going to end up having meal number 2 at some point through, maybe like middle afternoon, right? You have meal number 2, another 300 to 500 calories filled with good protein. Then you're going to hit the gym whenever you have to hit the gym. Everyone's schedule is going to be different. You have maybe a little light pre-workout meal with some carbs so you can have enough energy for the gym. And then this is the big thing, guys. What I recommend that you do is save that big meal for your last meal of the day, because this is going to take you through the rest of the night so that you could go to sleep feeling satiated and feeling good. This is what I recommend, guys. So you have lighter meals throughout the day, and then that last final meal, you have a nice big meal. The burgers, the tacos, the quesadillas, filled with high protein, filled with good fiber. So that's going to keep you nice and full. All right. And that really is the process, guys. We really just went through everything. I mean, just going through the steps again. Mindset. Make sure that you're locked in. Know your why. Know why you absolutely have to get in shape. Next thing was the Hollywood body. Know what you're going for. That nice, attractive, lean physique. That's what I'm focused on in this video. Building that nice, attractive, shredded physique, right? Number 3, tracking your calories. We went over that. How to track your foods, the type of foods that you can eat, finding low-calorie recipes, right? And then now the whole workout program, right? Making sure that you're hitting the gym consistently, lifting correctly, making progress. That is what it takes, guys, to go from overweight and out of shape to actually being shredded, attractive, aesthetic, and building that nice Hollywood body. Now, just a few last important tips before we wrap up here. Like I said, you want to make sure you're weighing yourself daily. Also, take progress pictures. That's a good thing too. Aim for a gallon of water per day. This is going to make sure that you're staying hydrated and making sure that all your functions are working well in your body. And then also, and this should be a given, make sure you get plenty of sleep, guys. You're going to be putting a lot of stress on the body from working out and things like that, or, you know, if you have a job too. So make sure that you're getting good quality sleep every night, 6 to 8 hours. You know, heck, maybe some days where you could throw in 9 hours in there too. Also, last important tips, don't leave any bad snacks or junk food in the house. We went over this a little bit. It's just going to be too tempting. And don't stress yourself out, man. Like, don't stress yourself out, guys. This is a new lifestyle. I get it. I was in your same position. It's going to take time to get used to. For your first month of lifting, expect it to be, you know, new to you. Expect it to be like, okay, I'm figuring it out. You know, I'm learning how my body feels after trying out these low-calorie recipes, what I like, what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it time. A lot of you guys might just be expecting results in the first 10 days. And it's like, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you guys didn't put that weight on in 10 days. It took years and years and years. You are signing up for life, guys. When you get into fitness, you got to say, I'm signed up for life. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life because I want to live healthier. I want to live more confident. I want to be attractive. And I just want to feel good overall. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here to do. We're here to level up. And that's what I want to help you guys with today. Yeah, and just don't give up, man. Don't give up. You are going to look great as long as you don't give up and as long as you stick with it. So yeah, guys, in totality, now that you understand exactly how this whole process works, we just ran A through Z. We really just ran A through Z. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but this is the entire step-by-step process, guys, and this is what to expect when it comes to really building a nice, attractive, aesthetic physique. So I have an offer for you. Let's say you're a busy professional. You might be struggling with belly fat, not knowing, you know, what foods to eat or anything like that, or how to properly diet. Maybe you're someone who lacks accountability, right? Maybe you lack accountability. You need someone to really just give you a proven system that's directly catered just towards you and your fat loss goals and your muscle building goals, right? And if you're ready to stop making excuses, guys, you got to stop making excuses. For not being in shape and, you know, actually hitting your goals. Like, you got to be locked in, man. After me going through this whole process, you got to be locked in. And if you are locked in and actually ready to make a serious change, then click the link in my description, guys, and apply for one-on-one coaching with me personally. I'll build a complete plan. You know, we'll work together, find out what your goals are, and we'll get you nice and shredded, looking good, feeling good, confident, and attractive, guys. So that's it for this video. Like I said, if you're interested, hit the link in the description, and I will see you with the next one, guys. That is the step-by-step process on how to go from fat and out of shape to shredded and looking like a Hollywood movie star. God bless, and I'll catch you next time.